Good Guys to Know podcast. Good Guys to Know podcast.
Welcome to the Good Guys to Know podcast, a bi-weekly production bringing you information on a variety of topics guaranteed to mold you into a good guy to know. My name is Gio. It is my pleasure to introduce you to the rest of the Good Guys to Know. We've got Peric.
What's up, everybody?
And Mitch.
Hey guys.
And Chad.
Hey everyone. Welcome.
And as Good Guys to Know, we like to start each episode with one of our favorite drinks in hand. This is just my favorite drink, which is a gin and tonic. Beats everything, even Coors Light.
Can I ask when it switched? Can I ask when it switched? Because it was always very predictable that your favorite drink was a Coors Light. And at some point this last year or two, you've changed your tune.
I think there's something slightly more refreshing about a gin and tonic. And I also feel like it's moderately healthier, which may be like totally misconstrued. But like the whole little bit of liquor and a little mixer feels healthier than a beer. Coors Light's not really, you know what I mean? You follow me?
That's
Sure.
so funny, Gio. I just had this, I had this thought tonight. It was as I was changing out of my work clothes and into my evening attire.
Your formal
Yourself
wear.
a
little more comfortable.
Yeah, I'm getting a belly, man. I'm getting a belly. It's undeniable. And I thought to myself, okay, I don't think I'm quite ready to just accept that. I mean, there's a part of me that's accepted it, but I also feel like there's some things I can do still. And so I just made a decision tonight, like I'm going to take it a little easy on the sweets. No real firm limits there, just taking it easy. But I'm not drinking a beer tonight either.
There you go.
Because this is a little healthier.
Whoa.
I think. So this is a bullet rye whiskey. I have no idea what the calorie comparison is, but at least it won't give me beer gut. So it maybe whiskey belly. Is that a thing? I don't.
I think it's
I don't
whiskey
know.
another body part, if I'm not mistaken.
Whiskey
but-
liver.
Let's get that. But
So-
I will say, Chad, I'm going to piggyback on this further and say that I've also started getting back into the greatest workout craze of all time,
P90X?
P90X, baby. I'm like
Oh,
2
man.
weeks into P90X.
Whoa.
So I'm
Are you
I'm getting
making
back
German potato soup?
all the time? Okra.
Crazy.
Exactly.
Crazy. I do love them donuts. And I'll be honest with you, I had two of them this morning. I had a cream-filled Long John and a custard Bismarck on my ride into work this morning.
Wow.
So this is a very fresh change for me.
I've got news for you, Chad. This has nothing to do with your alcohol choices.
It's probably my donuts, right?
Your
This
biggest
is
bang
my
for your buck is maybe not the 2 donuts a day.
Yeah.
I'm not doing
Not
the
like
donuts
little
are out.
donuts either.
The
Like
donuts
you're
are out.
drinking, you're getting like Long Johns, right? Like
Gas station
fatty booms.
filled Long Johns and Bismarcks. And I don't do the non-cream filled because what's the point? You might as well get that extra sugar and calories in there. So
Oh,
this is going to be a little
goodness.
different. So I just, the mirror scared me a little bit. And so we're
You
just
learn
on
to
the same
ignore it.
wavelength. On the exercise
used to it.
thing, you know what I was laughing about to myself earlier this week is when we went on a trip when we were younger and Mitch was really into, it must have been CrossFit. You were wearing those like finger shoes or toe
Abrams,
shoes.
Yep.
And we got out. I don't know if this was when we went to the Black Hills hiking or something, but we stopped. And I remember looking up and Mitch was like doing laps, jumping off of rocks and like just playing like a child. And you explained, Mitch, that this was the best way to exercise was like to play tag or it was almost like a child's version of what do they do? What do those guys do when they're jumping around the city and doing
Parkour.
Parkour. Yeah. Do you remember that at all?
I do not, I have no recollection of that.
For
It's a
whatever
very
reason-
like I got deep for about a year into like the whole paleo diet thing and functional fitness, and I still like have a little bit of that, but
Yeah.
I no longer wear those shoes because I'm old, and I no longer work out at all because I'm lazy. But But
Well,
do you
anyways,
guys know?
But Mitch, answer me this. But what do you drink? What do you drink
Yeah.
in
Do
the
you know
night?
what the absolute most paleo healthiest drink is? If it well, it's
Water?
not paleo to
Say
have
gin. Say
alcohol.
gin. Say gin.
Tequila.
No.
Tequila.
Just a glass of straight tequila. A nice
this
glass
thing
of
on? Can you
tequila
guys hear me?
on ice. Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Eric,
heard
are you
that.
still
We
there?
got-
Eric
we
called.
know you got
Eric?
it right.
Yeah,
Is that mic
interesting.
working?
This is
Yeah,
like
this I
you
got
play
this for
that
my
trick
birthday.
on your younger brother where you pretend you can't hear him and just ignore them.
Never did
Yeah.
that. No.
Never did
Sorry,
that.
I'm a
Mitch.
victim of that many
Stomped all
times.
over you.
No, you're
Good
good.
comments.
You're good.
Good comments in the chat so far. I'm liking this. Barrick, what are you drinking tonight?
Right.
Tonight, I'm drinking some bullet rye whiskey.
ASMR fashion. I see. Your mic isn't hot enough. It didn't really pick.
Oh,
enough of
really?
that up. Yeah,
Not the
sorry.
ice cube dropping. You should have slurped it into your mouth in a really disgusting way.
Choked on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mitch, were you going to pour some of your drink on your keyboard, or was that like a one-time thing?
That's
I
a-
forgot
well,
to go
that's a-
clip that.
I'm not saying it's a one-time thing, but it's certainly not going to be an intentional thing.
Oh, goodness.
Brandon
so-
clearly had enough of the challenge. I think
Beta
that makes
Brandon.
all of us, is my guess.
Let me do the official. In an attempt to become even better guys to know, each podcast we take part in an official Good Guys to Know challenge. These challenges, which range from dreamlining, that was a winner, to living without the internet. It'll last for 2 weeks and will definitely make you a good guy to know. As always, you as listeners are encouraged to attempt our challenges along with us.
Hell
so
was
this-
dreamlining.
I think
That sounds like something that
You
I
like-
did, and I
yeah.
can't remember what it was.
is it like more like a vision board type thing where you like
Some 5-year goal or something?
Yeah, something like that.
It's a good sign.
I don't know.
Obviously, it had an effect on us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So whose challenge was this? It was
This
one
is
of you.
mine. I
one of
did
you
this.
freaks.
I did this to us. All right. So the challenge was to watch enough mukbang
Mukbang.
videos.
Mukbang.
No, mukbang videos to pick a favorite and then share it on Discord. So actually, is that right, Mitch? I've never heard anyone pronounce that.
I watched one like compilation, and the guy said mukbang. It sounded less.
HJGGZ just subscribed. Tier 1. Thanks for that.
Hey, what's up? Thanks for the sub. Thanks for the sub.
Nice,
All
nice,
right.
nice.
So, I just a couple things to say about this before we jump in. I feel like I was tricked into this a little bit because the one video of this I had seen, which was shown to me by one of my patients, was much calmer and less disgusting than the vast majority of these videos. I think I like my entry point was like near the top of this genre, and everything went to shit from there. So I apologize for that. I thought this was gonna get more, I don't know, intense enjoyment, and it did the exact opposite. I did, however, hear Peric or see Peric type to us that he couldn't stop watching these videos.
I definitely
Curious.
it was like, I don't know, what's that
Pimple
there's a
popper?
word for it. Well, yeah, kind of, I guess, where it's just like, I don't know, train wreck.
Why
Like,
you look
can't
at
away.
like the Gawker thing, like when
Yeah.
you why you watch car wrecks or like
Yeah.
r/public freakout on Reddit. That
Yeah.
kind of like can't look away, like it doesn't make you feel good, but you can't look away type thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, plus like I was bouncing around because it does seem like, even though it's the same, I guess, general like genre of video, there are some differences. Like people try and make their own little niche and try different things. So
We
there
should
was-
describe. Do you want to describe
Yeah,
what it is, Chad?
So yeah, I will do that and then talk about kind of my favorite video. We did post all these to our Discord. If you're not in there, get in there. It makes it real easy to participate in challenges along with us. Peric, it looks like maybe you're going to pull that up for him. But we got a bunch of listener submissions. I appreciate the the teamwork here.
For sure.
They're all gross, but interesting nonetheless.
Shared suffering.
Yes. So the point of this, so let me back up. This is kind of a subgenre, as far as I can tell, from ASMR. ASMR, as far as I can tell, and I've done zero research on this, but based on contextual clues, is basically just kind of almost like meditation videos where microphones are turned way up and you are exposed to the sounds of like everyday life, but in hyper mode. And these particular mukbang videos are a type of ASMR that revolves around eating. So the first video I saw, and then my favorite mukbanger is Zach Choi, ZACHCHOI.
We got a few of
And
them submitted.
yeah, I think what it comes down to is the quality on his videos.
Really well
is
produced. Yeah.
so high. It actually makes the whole experience seem, I don't know, a little bit more pleasant than some of the other gross ones. He has super nice microphones. I'd be very interested to see his setup actually, and kind of hear a little bit more about all of his tech. But it picks up everything. And then he is just, maybe I am kind of gay, you guys. He is just a pleasant dude to watch eat. So that's a sentence I never thought I'd say. But as far as watching people eat goes, he's like one of the least disgusting people you could watch eat. Seriously, right? Like he
I
doesn't.
guess so. What got me about him, and then I saw it on a few other videos, was the latex gloves just kind of creep me out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's very felt
like
like
they're about to commit murder.
like cannibalism type of feel to the eating.
I felt like it was his way of, I don't know, there's something about like
Making it professional.
the hands that's distracting and maybe gross or something. And it's
Too
it's his way
personal.
of-
Too personal to see someone's actual fingers, and this makes
Kinda,
it like
yeah.
a little
Yeah,
bit
we wouldn't know how
more
to get
just about
personal
the
with these
food.
people.
What are you guys talking about?
Chad, honest question. Do you wonder what his feet look like?
Have you Googled it? Have you Googled it?
No, I don't. I don't know. I don't know what it is. At first I thought it was because he eats a lot of spicy foods and he just didn't want to get all that spicy stuff on his hands, but I don't think that's it because he wears them all the time. The video I posted was of him making a steak sandwich, and he makes the bread from scratch. He's apparently quite a talented chef because when the bread comes out, it's impressive. And he sous vide the best.
If you just pretend this is all some big sexual facade, it really
That has
amps up
that has to be like how
Yes.
this started, right? It's some
100%
weird and
fetishy.
it's clearly started in Asia, Korea, or something like it, and it's definitely got that vibe of like watching someone slurp noodles.
Although, do you guys remember? I had a memory pop up while I was watching these. Do you remember back in college, there was like competitive eating that was like making it on ESPN and stuff, and there was that Kobayashi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember watching one. Higgs says wearing gloves for spicy food is definitely a Korean thing. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So maybe that's it.
Cool.
Yeah, I guess so you don't touch your eye or something. I don't know. But I think they do. A lot of these people eat like really spicy food too. No, but Kobayashi was like training for a competition, and he went to a restaurant and they brought him out everything on the menu and just like filmed him eating it. And I remember he had like this slushed ice. It was like a big like icy, but they covered it in this really spicy like liquid dressing like that you would dip.
It's like a
Like-
spicy
like
snow cone.
Yes.
Yes,
I do
a
remember
very
this.
spicy snow
Yeah.
cone, and he just like demolished a restaurant full of food, and it was really good TV. But I just don't. I mean, I would watch it, I guess, without the hypersensitive microphones.
So I actually there was something enjoyable about the the technical know-how to pick up all those sounds. I think I appreciated the skill involved. I didn't find it particularly relaxing It was interesting for a little bit, but some of the videos were just disgusting. Like I wasn't into that. And then he did one video with I think another. I'm gonna just call them mukbangers. Stephanie Sue, I think it is, and they were kind of side by side, which solidified my appreciation for Zach because she was terrible. Like they were eating the exact same things, and his process was way preferable to hers. She was given, I particularly didn't like her facial expressions, which sounds weird, but I got annoyed because she was trying to like tell the viewer, hey, this is good or this is interesting, but it was the same gesticulation or movement of her eyes every time. It's like, that's not what, this isn't a food review. This is like to listen.
This is mukbang, bro.
This is mukbang.
Yeah.
I don't know where
You're a
think you
purist.
are.
You're a purist. You've watched one video, and now you're a purist.
I don't know. I'm just telling you my opinion. I don't know
Gatekeeping
clearly
mukbang.
what I'm talking about. I'd be the first to admit, but I very much
not into
would prefer
threesomes.
Just me and Zach. Just me and Zach. Nobody spoiling our party.
Extra gloves.
Oh man.
Bring
Okay.
extra
Well,
gloves.
let me toss the football here. Eric, you enjoyed something about this. Why don't you tell me about your mukbang experience?
Yeah, no, I didn't enjoy it, but I did watch a bunch of them. I guess it was easy to do. It wasn't there wasn't anything I needed to. If I wasn't invested in it, I just bounced to another one. So I hit a bunch of them. There are a lot of. I was just showing a second ago. There are a lot of people with this microphone that my backup microphone. It's it's almost like Geo's. It's like the next level up of Geo's, the blue Yeti.
Snowball.
And he's got the snowball. But they just whatever, crank it way up and eat really close to it. The tech wasn't that for a lot of them, the tech I don't think is that impressive, but some of them do have these like really fancy stereo microphones that are probably quite expensive. I would say in the I don't know,
Low thousands or something.
yeah, probably around the $1,000 range, I would guess, for like a really nice high sensitivity stereo microphone or something. So there was a little bit of tech there, but mostly, yeah, it was like scene setup, and they all have like these elevated tables so that they can put the microphone right behind it and eat right on top of it. So I don't know, it was kind of interesting even without the audio, but yeah, you could tell how production quality, just very easy to separate yourself from the rest of the pack with
I also like the
4K video.
Yeah. And there were like purposeful decisions of like what would be good for mukbang. You know what I mean? Like I kind of like the one that I did was this cheese corn dog thing, and it was like covered in cornflakes, like it was crunchy. It was like, oh, dude, this is going to be like visually stimulating. It's going to be like this auditory, blast. Like it was kind of like some perfect thoughts going into it. I honestly didn't watch that many videos because I wasn't gonna be dragged into this fetish with you guys, Chad.
Well, it's also about eating.
Little
It's also about
insecure,
eating
are we, Jeffrey?
a ton of food.
That's what I wanted to
That's
get
like
to.
part of
So
it.
I wanted to
It's
get
not
to
just
that.
about.
in my
It's not just
recap.
about like really sensitive microphone while you eat something. It's you eat a ridiculous amount of food, and
That was
or
almost
a ton of
by the-
weird, gross food.
Yeah. By the end of it, the two things that were more off-putting to me than the sound, even. So I like got over the sound. The sound grossed me out, still grosses me out, and the whole thing of it grosses me out. But then what started to put me off was like, why are they going so fast? Like, why is she trying to suck down this bowl of noodles as fast as she can? Like that was really
That's how you eat
uncomfortable to
noodles.
me. And then how much? And then why did you eat a whole like colander size mixing bowl of them? Like why was that a thing? Like it was like a competitive eating, like you said, Perik. It's like
Yeah.
this competitive eating of like shoving 17 servings of noodles down your gullet and slurping them down and then doing it fast. And I was like, why are you doing that like that?
And then they get 20 million YouTube hits.
Yeah,
And then it's
it
like,
was
oh, now I know why.
very it was very strange. So I watched like this compilation video to get like the context clues without having to watch a bunch of these, where it was like some fan of mukbang who said, here's 10 of my favorite mukbangers that really know how to eat. And so I was like, all right, I'll watch this, and then I'll choose one of those to like go watch the whole video of. And so I saw those 10, and I got the point. I got the the impression that this guy was a purist, like Chad has become.
Did he have
He
the
was
British
like, "See-"
accent? Was it that guy?
No, it was all subtitled, so I'm not sure.
Oh.
He just like subtitled and he's like, see, no weird expressions. They're like just pure eating. Like, and his production quality is so high, blah blah blah. And so I think I learned a
That's what
lot
I'm
about
talking about.
what pure mukbang is, and it is just literally eating. And apparently there must be a lot where people just get really messy, like Epic Mealtime style, like just gross, messy.
I don't need that.
All the people, the 10 people that he gave were all very clean about what they
Yeah.
were doing. This Zach guy was on it, right? He's just very cleanly, but just because it's clean doesn't mean it's so gross when you turn the gain up high and someone's slurping noodles fast. Like, it just absolutely disgusting. It was really, really bad. And then this woman, Hamzy, I think is her name. She also, her preparation was really bad, and so that was like bugging me too. She boiled this chicken, and as she was taking it
Desecrated,
apart,
in your own words.
desiccate.
Oh.
Look it up. It means like to remove all moisture.
Desecrate would be different.
Desecrate also works, actually. That desecrated by
No.
desiccating. She desecrated this chicken breast by desiccating it. But it was just this like, it just looked really, really
Yeah. To treat a
bad.
sacred place or thing with violent disrespect.
yeah. That's
That's desecrate.
that it completely
You
works too. But
desecrated
desiccate
that
is what
chicken.
I wanted to. I wanted to say desiccate because it's
Well,
like about removing moisture or
So,
something.
Mitch, at some point, if you could tolerate one more, I'm curious to hear your review of the video I posted because it actually it looked like a really nice, I don't know, just kind of cooking sort of instructional video as well. And he seemed to know what he was doing. Like there was no desecration going on there. So
I watched Perek's Zach Choi one, but it was like just spicy ramen and chicken nuggets. But again,
Yeah.
it was like 40 chicken nuggets, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"What? That doesn't. I don't get that. I don't.
Yeah, come on. You've never eaten 40 chicken
You've never
nuggets?
been there. I did get a lot of vibes of like, wow, I could have been making money this whole time. Like, you know, our dollar menu challenge. I remember that.
Yeah.
There are a lot of guys
Oh,
on here who
yeah.
are basically doing that, and it's like you can definitely tell there's like there are different tiers of this where there's like the purist, and then there's like the big fat guy eating 40 Big Macs into a microphone.
And then there was even in this top 10, there was like, you know, the very made up girl that's like clearly like a sexual thing, like
Yeah.
eating candy.
Or there- I saw
something,
one
like
where a
some
guy was
not a
fetish.
purist.
He was just playing. He was playing video games, and he had a cookie sheet full of fish sticks on his lap, and he just ate the fish sticks while he played the video game.
Did he stay in the shadows the whole time?
Yeah.
That's a very, very inside joke of something I did in college. I was playing Cabela's big.
It was like
big game
controller
hunter.
between your legs and then like scooping it in, right?
Well,
You
it was
had
like
to run across the whole
it
map,
was this
right? Or
hunting
something.
game, and you had to run. I didn't have an ATV, so I had to like run to this other area to get this, 10-point whitetail or something. And so I
It
just
took
held
like
the Xbox
10
controller.
real minutes.
Yeah. No, longer than that. And I just held the Xbox controller between my legs, like so the joystick was going forward, and then I like ate my fish sticks that I had just cooked in the oven. It was I missed out.
We
I
walked
could have been
in
a
on him
millionaire.
doing that. We had to have an intervention.
I was there the whole time.
As I was watching these videos on my phone, I was more terrified of getting caught by my wife or kids than I think I would be in any other type of illicit video. Like, because like, how do you explain watching these? I guess I could have said it was a podcast challenge, but my wife would have been like, "Really?"
I would have just said it's art. I mean, this is art.
It's
Right.
it's a thing. You're
That could work.
trying to stay
That
hip.
could work too. That
Yeah.
could work. I really did give it a chance, especially because you kind of said that the one you saw was like kind of relaxing. I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to go into this with an open mind. Then she threw that chicken into the boiling pot of water, and I was like, oh, really? And then she was just slurping it down so fast.
Oh, Mitch.
High
watched
gain
an-
microphone.
I watched
So
an outtake
judgy.
video. There was another notable outtake of somebody who bought like these frozen fish patties. They're frozen, like cakes, like think McDonald's hash brown cakes, frozen. dropped them into a vat of oil to cook them, and it was like not a good idea. It just like explodes everywhere, and she's like backing up, and there's it was, oh boy.
That sounds better than what I watched, but
Well,
It's like
I
let me give
digress.
some
watching somebody
shout
deep
outs.
fry a frozen turkey.
we we did have a lot of listener participation. I don't know that we had any necessarily positive reviews. We've got Melon Manic says he watched a few, can't
Yep.
anymore. It's cringeworthy. Kojak. So I didn't watch the local angle. Did anybody watch that? Can describe it to me? No. Okay. Well, go check it out. It's on our Discord. Apparently there's someone in town that does this, and the thumbnail is this chick just shoving a huge twirl of fettuccine into her mouth. So I don't know.
She must be running a
maybe
race later.
maybe some noodle slurping.
Carbo loading.
Eric's gonna save that one.
Get a rabies whack later.
K Pagel posted lobster tail abalone. What is abalone? Anybody?
Fish. It's a type
Fish?
of fish.
Abalone? Did he say abalone?
Abalone.
It's abalone or abalone.
He says highlight is from 7 to 8 minute mark with squid and drinking. Okay, I'm gonna pass on that one.
Yeah, that's
Beta Brandon didn't enjoy. There was one on tacos. That would be an interesting one. Actually, if I could find somebody that eats tacos in an appealing way, I would be very impressed with that. Tacos are an impossible food to eat without making yourself look like a fool.
it's true.
So, anyways,
they don't
they're
look like crunchy hard shell traditional tacos from
No.
the thumbnail.
Yeah, like street
You know
tacos
what?
that you can just like shove in.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, but I made crunch wraps, homemade crunch wraps for the first time. And
Like Taco
they're
Bell
awesome.
Crunch Wraps?
Like
Supremes?
Taco Bell crunch wraps. Gigantic burrito in a tostada shell,
Yeah,
and put all
yeah.
your taco stuff in it. It takes all of the annoyance out of eating a taco. It's a little bit of work to make them, but they're awesome.
That
You
sounds
guys ever get? I went to the doctor. You said I had TNS. You guys ever get that? Where your head just kind of gets stuck like this?
taco.
You guys remember taco neck syndrome?
neck
You guys
syndrome.
remember that?
Oh, taco.
Yeah.
The old commercials for Taco Bell. It was like
No, I don't
Shaquille
remember
O'Neal.
that.
Shaquille O'Neal getting taco neck syndrome from
That's
eating
how
too
you
many
eat
tacos.
Oh,
Hey,
Jeez.
here's how I eat my tacos is, so you got your hard shell, right, which is the worst kind of taco to eat and try and keep it all together. And I take some, like, we have this sauce. It's like a spicy nacho cream cheese kind of sauce. Put that on a soft shell taco of similar size to the hard shell, and then wrap it around. And then you still get the crunch of the hard shell, but the soft shell has more tenacity and keeps it all together.
it's
So
the poor man's crunch wrap supreme.
yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
It's perfect. It's like in a pinch. If
Yep.
you don't want to do the whole crunch wrap thing, do that.
like-
Yep.
It's like
I
double
it.
the carbs there. No problem, Chad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. I've got a lot of behaviors I need to address. All right.
Double tacos, double donuts.
Don't, at least they're not cream filled tacos.
Yeah.
Oh, those donuts are going to be hard to give up, but I've done it before. I can do it again. All right. Well, thanks everybody for participating, even though it was disgusting at times and pushed us to our limits. Now you're aware of a whole new fetish, so you're welcome.
Okay. So I just want to remind everybody on the Discord, we are going to do
I gotta do that.
Sixer tonight.
Oh,
Okay,
so,
hold
Peric's going to get something set up here where you can sign up if you want to play.
So there's
There
a
you go.
trivia game that we play with Iron Man only. Iron Man is the only
Exclusive.
Two
one that
for
ever
two.
plays.
But all you got to do is enter !play in the chat. Chad, you're the worst.
every time.
Becomes
the
funny.
worst.
It's that phenomenon where it becomes funny the third time you do it.
That's
right?
Rule of three, Joel
The rule of
Olstead.
three.
Yeah, !play. There we go. Brandon's in, and if
it.
you're in the Discord, which you need to be, then you can hop on and play with us.
Yep.
Yeah, as long as I remember how to do the audio. We'll see.
We'll
when we
figure it
get there.
out. One of these times, we won't spend 10 minutes trying to figure that out, and it's going to go smoothly.
Yeah, I like how
Oh,
you
in
say
the
we.
desk,
I like how you
in the
say we.
Discord.
Yeah. Hey, the pressure's on the rest of us to keep the show moving while you're diddling around with your buttons.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know. So, all right. Hey, we're getting some interest. This is good. Throw your name in the hat, and we will select a lucky listener to play for the listeners against us.
I do remember a messages tip to just have the listener go into the public lounge and I drag them into the room. So
All right.
we'll save a little time there.
Okay.
Nice. This is the part where we usually have some type of pillar, but we're
Phoning it in, you could say.
combination of reasons. But really, the only thing well, not the only thing, but like the big thing notable right now for us, and I think something that like spans to many people across the U.S. is that the winter weather is bad. Like we have had a 2-week at least snap across the upper Midwest that has been horribly cold, like record low temperatures, unrelenting. And then we're also seeing snow in frickin' Texas. I mean, many parts of the U.S. that never see snow are getting more snow than they know what to deal with. So the question that we had kind of tossed back and forth is like, why do we live here?
Basic question.
Yeah, and I'm just curious. Like, I think it's compounded by the fact that it's COVID still, and like life is different and weather is different. But I'm just curious, like, just kind of hear what you guys are thinking. What's
Yeah, I mean, and to set the scene even a little bit more, like we're used to cold weather. We've been living through winters our entire lives. This last week, I think there was a week or so where it didn't get above 0 degrees Fahrenheit. That's too cold for it to be fun in any way, shape, or form, right? Like you can't really go outside for more than a couple minutes, and you don't unless you absolutely have to. So I don't know. It just got me thinking, like, why do we do this? We're not necessarily tied here or chained here. We all have the means to move, right? Like it would be difficult, but we could move our families somewhere warmer. And it just makes me wonder, we all love golf. We can't golf for 8 months out of 12 here. At least golf with any reasonable expectation of shooting a good score, So why do we do this? Why do you guys do this?
I'll go last because my answer is simple.
Momentum is hard.
And she's
to...
sitting upstairs right now.
Yeah, hopefully she drops out the stream.
I think it's that momentum is just hard to break. It's a human thing, and so it's like we started here, and so we tend to end up here unless there's something that forces us or we get so sick of it. It's like when you grow up with something like this, it's like it's just part of life, and it's harder to switch it up. And there's also the pull of like family that tends to be close as well, right? So it's like to up and move just for climate seems weird, but also I get it. Like logically, it doesn't make sense to put yourself through this. Like everyone should just move to Southern California and call it good.
That would be great. We would all love that.
Yeah,
I have a different angle. I don't think it's like, I don't know. I think there is a benefit, and I see a message in chat is kind of saying there's that whole like shared misery thing, and like
yes.
I appreciate
that's
like,
a real thing.
Like the first week it warms up, how happy are you? You're happier than an average San Diegoite.
San Diego. Yes.
Who has the benefit of being, at a flatline happiness all the time. But, it's fun to have some highs, and you gotta pay with some lows.
Okay, hold on. I'm just going to press you on that. This is a commonly held idea that if you lived in San Diego, you just wouldn't appreciate the good weather as much as Minnesotans do.
I don't think it's a requirement, but I think it definitely is a relationship. I would say absolutely. I don't think you require, so maybe I phrased it a little bit aggressively earlier. I forget what I said, but you don't need to have a bad day in order to have a really good day.
Sure. I don't think you said it that way. I was exaggerating a little bit to make a point, but
yeah, and I'm doing the same thing, I guess. But it's nice to. Now, summer I get just as grumpy, but right when the
I
seasons
was gonna
are
say,
changing,
like,
when the seasons are changing, I like that. I do like having dramatic seasonal change personally. But
and coming from someone for me who like my default when presented with an opportunity to go out and do something, I kind of always my default baseline is like, no, I'm just gonna stay at home. When there's a really nice day and someone asked me to play hooky for an afternoon and play golf on a Thursday afternoon, I'm much more likely to do that in Minnesota than I think I would be in San Diego. Where in San Diego, it's like, oh, there'll be another day. There'll be another day. I can do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week. I'll do it on the weekend. But in Minnesota, it's like, shit, like we only get 6 months of golf weather. Like I better take advantage of this beautiful day. And so I think I'm not using that as a way to why I stay here, but it's one of those psychological tricks that I think I play on myself when it's like, oh gosh, it's a really nice day out. I should get out.
I guess we're answering the wrong question. Maybe, like you asked the question, why do we live here, and we're answering the question like, why is it not so bad to live here?
Yeah. I'm like, right. I'm asking why don't we move? And we've settled into using San Diego as the other option, but that is like the polar opposite of so I lived in Kansas City for 4 years. They have every season just like we do. Their summers are a little hotter, but their winters are quite a bit shorter. So it still got cold. There was still plenty of snow. There was bad winter driving, type of snow, but there was way more golf year round. There was way more ability to be outside year round. So it doesn't have to be an extreme, but we live, I would say, at an extreme. So why do we allow that? Why don't we try something a little bit more moderate that isn't quite as painful?
I think it's because the highs are as high as it gets. Like I don't, if I'm being honest, like I don't think Minnesota is like my favorite. I would never be the one. I'm like not stand up on the mountain and scream about how great Minnesota is. But I think it might be like one of the best places in the freaking planet for at least a couple weeks in the summer.
2
Like,
weeks.
I'm just saying, like the highs are incredibly high. Like those early fall days where it's like not so hot, but it's just like lots of sunlight. Like it's majestic, man. Like it's really, really, really nice.
But isn't that most days in like San Francisco?
Maybe
like it's cool and you need like it's a sweatshirt, but it's like sunny and nice a lot.
I think the thing we have is during those weeks, we're also not a crowded, popular place. That's part of it too. Like we get to enjoy the high in relative, like it's kind of sparsely populated here compared to someplace like San Francisco or San Diego.
I don't know.
That's totally true.
This all
like I can go somewhere and be I can go to a city park and be alone there on a nice day sometimes, and I don't think you can.
You should try living in a small town.
Well, you could live in a small town in a more moderate like climate down south, but to me that is not the same, even remotely the same. Like it's not just about weather. There's so much more to it about weather. We're talking about it because of this polar vortex and how we typically survive it, but we're also ignoring the fact that we can't do anything.
Right.
Or we
It's
can't do what we normally do.
I can't even go to the museum or a movie or something. Like I can't even get out of the house. It's just literally hunker down.
Oh, Higgs
in the
we
chat.
should take a
Horrible
second.
children.
Subscriber
Higgs brings
lived
up
in
a
England.
good point. Yeah, England. Wow, no, we
How do
didn't
you
know that
guys
about you.
handle
That's a-
driving on the other side of the road when it's cold out?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I might know who that could be.
I do think
The shorter
he's-
one.
So here's you guys may be making valid points, but I can't shake the idea that when I hear you talking about these things, that you're just rationalizing the hell out of this terrible decision that you continue
that's
to make.
Mitch's momentum.
You know what I
argument.
mean?
That's
Yeah.
exactly what.
Yeah.
That's a superhuman thing. Not superhuman. That's a very human thing to do, right? Is to rationalize why what we do is right. Like that, I fully accept that it's illogical. Like, but everyone does it, right? everyone should just move to Southern California because you can get nice days like the 2 weeks of the year that Gio was talking about every single day of the year. And so if that was all that was important, that's what would happen. But we don't all want to live there.
Again,
And so
I'm going to come back to
rationalize.
there's a large part of even just our country, let alone other countries around the world, that have 4 seasons, that have days where it's probably too cold to go out, but there are 5 of them rather than 50 of them. You know what I mean? So I don't want to get into this binary argument because I don't think that really speaks to why we don't move, right? I think your momentum argument has a little bit more substance to it. And I think there's something about, we were all born, I guess, Gio, you were born in South Dakota, but Sioux Falls is basically Minnesota. So
For sure.
So we're tied here, right? And there's a,
Figuratively.
figuratively, not literally. Mitch does podcast from a closet, but it's not. He's free to leave.
I get let out.
Truly.
I get let out a couple weeks a year. Okay,
Scratch
it's
at the
like,
door and they let me out.
those 2 weeks are so special though. Like they're really really fun when I get to go wander around in the
Look at
yard.
that.
So
Beautiful. Beautiful.
But there's really nothing truly stopping us from saying, you know what, let's make a change. But the reason I brought up this question is because I feel completely chained to this place. And I was talking with someone at work about this, and they were like, man, this is why people stay miserable, because they stay in their same situation without trying something new. And I was like, oh crap, you're right.
I gotta move.
I gotta do something about this. And I had this moment of panic, and then it's like, well, okay, there are reasons I stay here. I've got family here. I've got friends here. I've got good jobs. It's where my roots
But none of
are
those sound like
planted.
valid reasons to enjoy life. Family, friends, good job. Come on. Weather,
But
man. Go somewhere where
there's-
there's better weather.
That's assuming that I couldn't have all of those things in somewhere with nicer weather. I definitely could. I could easily make friends. Maybe family would stay here, but I can visit them. Maybe it was as much as I see them now. I
during
could
a
get a
pandemic.
job somewhere else.
maybe this wisdom is why people become snowbirds in old age, right? And they all move down for 6 months out of the year. They're like, screw these 20, right? If you're socioeconomically able to do so, and once you hit retirement age and the job thing isn't a big deal anymore, and you're like willing to accept, you know what, I can do the family stuff 6 months out of the year, and then for the rest of the 6 months I'm going to go to Arizona and golf every single
Yell at the
day in the
newspaper.
winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe that's we make
I
fun of the
could-
people that move to Florida and Arizona in the winters and are snowbirds, but maybe they're onto something.
I could definitely see myself doing that, and sooner than retirement, because I think, and this ties into kind of the telehealth renaissance that COVID has ushered in, is like, once our kids, for me, it's kids. It's like, I don't know, there's something weird I have about not wanting to uproot them or something, even though
Right.
they're 2 and 6, like they're not going to care. It's a weird thing, and maybe my own rationalization, but especially once they graduate from high school and are in college or whatever they're doing, I think both myself and my wife could probably work remotely and snowbird at that point. And I might do that if I'm still in a position to do so. I'm finding myself not so tied to Minnesota as I maybe thought I was.
Yeah, look at that. A message was going to go to Texas. That would have gotten crushed. I've heard of a lot of people in Texas right now that are having a much more miserable experience.
Well, that's
Obviously,
true.
because they're not,
Yeah.
preparing it.
Not
And
ready
that's
for
the
it,
other
yeah.
part of it. Like, it's cold, but we're good at cold. Like it's not quite as bad. That's driving around and stuff. We don't have a problem. So
Yeah.
just because it's cold and snowy, I feel like marginally we're not as punished.
Gosh, there's something to that argument too. I appreciate you bring that up. And it's not a reason to not move necessarily, but there is like a hubris about like,
Of course.
yeah, but I got this.
Yeah.
I was born in a
It's
snowbank.
all
or
part of that
you know what I
complex
mean? Like,
rationalization.
Yes.
It's the same rationalization.
Minnesotans have a really weird relationship with that kind of stuff because
Yeah,
they
they do.
like to see themselves as super hardy, but then all they do is freaking complain
I
about
know,
when it gets
it's
cold.
so
Like
true.
it's such a hypocritical thing. Like, we're hardy, we're tough, and then it's like, oh God, it's really, really cold. It's been really cold for the last 2 weeks. I don't
So
know.
Higgs, HJGGZ. If you love the Bay Area so much, why aren't you in the Bay Area?
Yeah.
Fair question.
You're throwing comments at us like, you guys don't know what you're talking about. You haven't lived anywhere else. You know, you're focused too much on climate. Why are you here?
Yeah. I think that's an
we
excellent
won't
question.
talk until you respond.
And
Yeah, we're just going to
We'll
wait. And if you're watching on mobile, it's going to be about 25 seconds.
I will say that I feel like
Sorry, Gio, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like the thought of like people just haven't seen anything else, like haven't tried anything else,
Momentum.
and then just like fall back on this is like totally legit because like I have a very small sample size in that I lived in Birmingham, Alabama for 2 years, and before that I like found little enjoyment of like the crunch of the snow, like being tough enough to be outside when it's like brutally cold. And now, like when I have to go take the garbage out and I have to walk like 30 steps, every
it's gonna
step
be-
I'm like, fuck, like, why would I do this? Why would I do this? Like, and nothing's different about me. It's all mental, and
Yeah.
I'm here because I need to be here, not because I want to be here. I would be happy almost anywhere else, and as
That's
long as
funny.
everything else was the same,
Yeah.
which is of course not possible. But all right, what's Higgs talking? Is he back?
He can't quit us. Yeah, we understand. That's part of it.
Honestly, money. Yeah. That's
Yeah, it's also relatively cheap here compared to San Francisco. Trying to live in San Francisco.
Well, that's true. I mean,
It's
it is because not as many people want to live here. So there's that.
yeah.
I think
And that's what I was talking
message,
about earlier, where you can enjoy something without, being the. I don't know. It's obviously the same weird thing. It's not the best place to be. So when it is good there, it's not crowded.
yeah.
That's kind of where we are. It's not the best all the time, but when it's great, it's not crowded.
Who was it? There was some guy, I think from like the ultimate
praise.
frisbee community or something that said that Minneapolis in summer is one of the best kept secrets in the country, right? And there's something to that. Like, it is a glorious place. Everybody's outside, everybody's enjoying the weather, doing stuff. The weather is generally pretty good, but there's not, millions and millions and millions of people there enjoying that. It's because the winter weeds everybody out and is close to weeding us out, it sounds like.
For sure.
Yeah.
Not me. I'm hardy.
I'm going to
I wear
Florida
long underwear
for the
every day,
next
even
podcast.
if I don't leave the house.
Yeah, so
You're
Gio,
gonna have to report back. You're gonna have to report back. So you're gonna take a little.
Yeah, we're taking about a month
sabbatical. Yeah.
Yeah, in warm weather. I mean, I can tell you how it's going to go right now. I'm going to come back and I'm going to say I should move there. I want to get out of here. And then just before I lose it and like pack my family up in a car and literally make them move, the weather's going to be nice and I'll be golfing again. And then it's like just enough to tide me over until I'm pissed taking the garbage out again.
Gio, can you tell us, like, because this is a new thing you're doing this year, right? Like, we take vacations in the winter, but you and your family are heading down south for a month, right? And wasn't there some plan about maybe even like Texas for a while or something?
Yeah, I mean, we just wanted to go somewhere that, like, COVID reasons was one of the things. Like, we wanted to go somewhere where we would be more able to like get out and about, because like honestly right now, especially when it's so cold, like we can't go anywhere.
I know, it's
just
hard
in our house.
It was a rough weekend at our place for sure.
Us too. And that's like Groundhog Day, man. Like at some point we're like, this is just not going to work for us. And luckily we have jobs that can be done remotely and like have the ability to take time off and like really just take an extended vacation. And so we chose a place that was drivable, which just kind of barely is, and also that was like not super expensive. Like it's remarkable how not expensive it is to rent a house for a month in
Are
some
you
of
going
these
to the
places.
Panhandle? Is that where you're headed?
Yeah, we're going to Destin.
Oh, I love that
Destin,
place.
Florida.
Yeah.
So it's like beach town. It's like great golf. It's like good weather almost all the time. Like we should have our weather should be in the 60s, 70s almost the whole time we're there.
Mhm.
I mean,
Sounds really nice right now.
kind of a no-brainer,
Mhm.
right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I hope that you guys have good weather in March, but I don't really care because I'm gonna be in great weather. Like, so yeah, it's gonna be. I guess maybe there'll be a little bit of an experiment, but I
Mhm.
think I'm decided. Like, Chad, you were saying we need to be like snowbirds. Yes, and we need to
Mhm.
do that together and now. Like,
We'll get into the right retirement or whatever snowbird community, and
yeah, in our
Let's
in our
go.
mid to late 30s, where we
Don't
would
you guys all
dominate
have
those
kids in
retirement
school that
communities.
is
See,
just gonna
this is
wreck
my
this
question. How do you
entire-
possibly pull this off with kids? You can't, right?
right.
Well,
Unless you're homeschooling or something.
yeah, and I guess our kids are just young enough where they're not in school
Yeah.
yet, so it makes it work now. But yeah, or you hire a nanny, live-in nanny.
Ugh.
Yeah, I mean there are a lot of options, but you're right.
I'll tell you
Kids
what,
are certainly going to throw a wrinkle in this.
I have had a few thoughts. You guys know we're doing kindergarten at home for my
Yeah.
kid. We didn't send him to like the city kindergarten. And it's like, we can do whatever we want. We can go whenever we want, anywhere. And like, we could do that all the time. And then you get in this YouTube pit of families who live in an RV.
Must
Like,
travel all the way
Do you,
across the
do
country.
you get into that YouTube pit?
There's,
And do they eat really slowly with high gain microphones too?
no, it's like a, no, it's like a, not like a crappy RV, not like a junky thing, but like you can go study mountains, for your school or whatever in Denver or something. And then you can go whatever, you can do whatever you want. You're not tied down versus everybody just like going to Florida over MEA.
Momentum,
If
man.
there's-
No, can you imagine the momentum, that you'd have to overcome to do something like
Not
that?
for vacations.
Not for vacation. That's true.
I don't think there's momentum for vacations,
So-
but yeah, definitely. I couldn't leave Minnesota. I don't think I could do it.
And the counter argument, and maybe this hits me in a different way than it hits you guys, but you kind of got one shot at this whole thing, right? Like you got one
Allegedly.
life.
Whole
according
thing
to
in
you.
his life. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's doable. It's going to make you think outside the box a little bit and shed some preconceptions and get rid of some momentum, but it's definitely doable now more than ever with all of the work from home stuff happening. So
Totally.
it just it's been kind of a thing that's I've been scratching my brain on a little bit, like why isn't this more accessible to me? Like why can't I imagine doing this more readily?
I don't
You
think
know,
I
even
could see
Gio's
Mitch
thing.
twice a year from anywhere. I have to live 10 minutes away from him to see him twice a year.
Right, exactly. You see him.
I will make sure you guys see each other twice a year, no matter where you live.
There's gonna be 2 golf trips at least.
Yeah.
2 golf
So,
trips, exactly.
I don't know, and the point wasn't to shit all over Minnesota. I mean,
Right.
I love this state more than Gio was saying. It'll always be home for me, but damn, it sucks in a lot of ways too. Like I'm not so tied to Minnesota that I need to like freeze my balls off, for 3 months every year.
Do you
I
guys
could-
think
I could
this
figure
vortex,
something else out.
this vortex or whatever it's being called, this would be a lot better if you could like go to indoor play places and
Yes.
things, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
or like
That's-
dump your kids off at your parents' house.
Yeah, that's been a massive
Yep.
downside to this whole thing.
Yep. Agreed.
Like I haven't been more than, if I think of the dimensions of my house, I probably haven't been more than 50 feet away from my kids for, I don't know, 6
9
months.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It's crazy. Same. It's horrible. It's
Yeah.
horrible. I hate my
It's
kids
tough.
now.
Hendrik, if you're
I
listening-
tolerated them before. Now I like legit kind of hate them.
Yeah. They don't bring anything to the table. They don't. I
Right.
mean, there's nothing they provide. Helpless.
All right. Well, I'm gonna move us on here.
Yeah, well,
I think
and also
Chad
I hope
wraps it
everybody
up.
who's in the parts of the country that aren't always cold and snowy and miserable are doing okay. I heard some horror stories from Texas.
Wait, can I
I
also
work with the
just
dude from
ask-
Austin, and I was worried about him, and he came online. I was like, thank God you're online. Like, how are you guys doing? He's like, my kids built a snow tube run, and they are like loving life right now. And I was like, awesome. Like, and he sent me a picture of it, and I was like, Minnesota approved. That is a badass sled run that
that's
you
good.
just made.
One of the whenever someone brings this up to me, I always say, well, like, it's just as bad in the summer in Florida. I'm curious to hear, from people who have spent quite a bit of time down south. Like, is it as bad? I mean, there's definitely some real intense heat and humidity in some places that make it probably just as hard to go outside. But that's also, it could be just Minnesota folklore that's the case.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, is
Yeah.
that really true? I don't really know. So
My boss is
if
telling me
anyone's-
his son lives in Austin, I think, and they're totally out of power. They're in an apartment building, no power, not like part of the rolling blackouts or whatever they're doing down there, because all their heat is electric and the whole system is overrun. But they have nothing, and so he had to walk to Home Depot and buy a bunch of 2x4s. And luckily he had a fireplace in his apartment, and they were burning 2x4s. It was like 48 degrees in his apartment, 46 degrees. And no
I saw
power.
something on Reddit where this guy was in a parking lot and everyone was in their car, just like running their car
Staying warm.
to stay
Wow.
warm.
Yeah, they would go periodically out to their car to charge their phones and warm up, is what he said. It was like, wow.
That's
Like,
worse.
that's
That's
brutal.
worse
Like,
than Minnesota.
That's like deadly if you don't have the right setup.
only worse because they're not used to it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just not not individuals, but they are not equipped.
I'll tell you what, if my furnace went out, I living here with all my friends and family, I would probably have some options.
Right.
But if I had moved to Austin by myself, I'd obviously make friends because everybody gravitates towards me, loves me, can't get enough
You're
of
outgoing.
me.
You love meeting new friends at bars.
I'm
and
really
stuff.
outgoing. Yeah. But if I was holed up in an apartment, yeah, it'd be scary. I wouldn't. So I hope everybody's hanging in there.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And Message confirms, so he spent some time in the South, and he confirms that the whole cabin fever thing can happen in the summer in the South, just like it happens in the winter in the North. So, maybe there's some middle ground in between. Honestly, my time in Kansas City was kind of nice. There were definitely some weeks in the summer that I wasn't used to. Like, I didn't realize how hot and sticky summer can get, having spent them all in Minnesota. And it was pretty miserable at times. But again, I think overall it was an increase in the number of days per year that I could be outside
comfortable,
doing
yeah.
something outside.
Yeah.
So anyways, I appreciate the conversation. Clearly we solved all of our problems and got down to the answer.
Yeah, I'm on Zillow right now. I'm looking at
all right.
places in Ecuador.
Sounds nice. Did you see that Zillow skit on SNL?
No.
Everybody see
Is
that?
that show
It was
still
like
on?
Oh,
Do you
is
watch
SNL
SNL?
still a thing?
no. I saw like a clip of this one thing, but it was like a spoof on a porn commercial basically, but it was for people in their 30s, and it was Zillow. And they were like, look at this Mediterranean design. Oh, it's pretty good.
That's
Pretty good.
funny.
If you haven't watched it, it's worth the 3 minutes the commercial lasts. All right, let's fire up.
Is it as good of a commercial as Crotch Bat? The old Nerf commercial on SNL? Crotch Bat? Oh, man.
Not registering.
SNL bit was genius, exactly. All right, let's get the game rolling here. It's time.
It's
Well,
time. Let's
okay.
go.
All right, we got Brandon, Iron Man, and M Message, and Cider has entered.
I know.
Gosh.
Groove and
If
Hard
anybody
wants
else
to
is in the
play.
Discord and wants a chance and wants to struggle through some brief audio issues with me, it's better than it sounds. Hit exclamation point play in the chat, I believe.
That's what you say.
Exclamation play. We'll give it another 10, 15 seconds or so. Then we'll pick a winner. And
I'm gonna have
Got
a
a good card
challenge this
tonight.
week.
Cider's in again.
Luckily, I've set it up that you can only have one entry.
Oh, come on. Hey,
Piggle.
Piggle.
Good, there we
welcome.
go.
There we go.
Fresh
There we
meat.
go.
Ah,
Yeah, we have. I've got a challenge we can work with. Also,
Okay.
if you do have a challenge, you can. Maybe it's better than the one that I'm gonna steal from a listener. But yeah, if you're in the chat right now, you can throw that up there.
Go ahead, challenge suggestions, text chat. All right, so I'm gonna flip over to our
Running out
Sig
of
Sur.
time.
The scores, by the way.
Yeah, let's get an
Scores
update.
by
I
here.
the
gotta
way.
turn on my. I gotta turn in my.
I am
Yeah.
at 3. Chad is at 1. Mitch is at 3, and the listener base, also known as Iron Man USAF, is at 2
okay.
currently.
Because we just
So,
reset for the new year.
we reset on the
That
new year.
is-
And Mitch went on
True.
a tear.
All right, I'm gonna
last
close the
time.
giveaway. Giveaway closed. Entries have stopped. You can no longer enter. Thank you.
Who's
There's no way Iron Man
No
doesn't win the
whammies, no
drawing.
whammies, no
gonna
whammies,
be-
no
no
whammies,
way.
no whammies, no whammies.
There
Beta
we go.
Brandon!
Beta
All
Brandon.
right.
Now we're
Beautiful.
talking.
All right, now is the fun. So
Yeah.
hold on.
Should we?
Yeah, why don't you
do the
guys do a little
challenge
bit? You guys do your stuff. You do your stuff.
Should we
We'll
do
do
our
our
new
stuff.
challenge while Peric works with Beta?
That's
to
not a
get
bad
him-
idea.
You know
Yeah.
what
I
I
like
mean?
that.
Like-
I like that suggestion. All right, so this is
We could float a
some-
challenge. We've still got time in the show. If someone comes up with a better one, they could replace it. How about?
rigged. Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Uh-huh.
So the challenge, I can't. A listener certainly suggested this. I can't remember where it was, but the challenge is to watch a movie that was made before you were born.
That's cool. Okay.
I do like
and
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Beta time to.
and I would
be
say
the
like,
alpha.
let's say it also it also has to
Nice.
be
I'm
a
into the
movie.
night. I really like that. I really like that.
Can you hear me?
Good
Um,
comment, Minich.
Who can make the most money on Robin Hood?
Oh,
That's
God,
timely.
don't get me started on Robin Hood. Oh
yeah.
man.
No comment.
Another
We talked
time.
about that last time. That's probably what he's
Did we?
referencing.
Oh yeah,
hear
we
me,
did.
Brandon,
Never
here?
mind.
But yeah, so watch a movie from before you were born.
Yes, I can.
Also, you cannot have watched this movie before.
All right,
like
one
you
second.
can't like
A
Okay.
new movie from
a
before
new
you were
movie
born.
to you from before you were born.
Okay.
If you're looking for suggestions, like there's like the IMDb list of like best movies of all time. There are a lot of old movies in there. A couple that I've watched that are really, really good. So if you're looking for trying to find something like that, that's a good place
It's
to
a good
start.
idea. And listeners, viewers, so our Discord challenge participation, just put a little note in there about what you watched and what you thought about it. We, the good guys, will discuss it on air, but let us know if you participated.
I think
I
I,
heard-
hear. Oh, Beta.
Everybody
Welcome.
good?
Yeah,
Is everybody here?
welcome.
Everybody?
We're in business.
Oh God, Iron Man, make your own mukbang video. Oh my God.
Yeah, you guys are so critical. Make an improvement. Let's do it. Let's see how you would do it.
All right, so hold on. Can I just confirm, Brandon? Can you hear me? All right, and you can hear the good guys.
Hello, hello. App, app, app.
Beautiful. I can hear
And
you.
can
Brandon.
the viewers hear
Brandon.
all of the above?
And then I got to
good
write
question.
this down.
Doesn't
It's
matter.
such a simple thing, but I forget every time. Cool. I think
How
we're in
this-
good shape.
how the-
We're
Okay.
good to go. So, Gio, you go over the rules, I guess. But
Yeah, so the rules, there are 6 questions that I've created all by myself
Uh-oh.
in order to
Uh-oh. We got audio problems in the chat.
come on,
Not
What
a
are the
stupid
odds?
question.
Oh,
Loop back.
Snap.
you hear the loop back, or do you
That's
not
such a
hear
sh-
the loop back?
if we made any money, we'd have to pay him for audio technical support.
Oh, here we go. Hold on. Here now, you can probably hear Discord. Can you hear me?
I can.
Yes.
Peric, I can hear you.
More,
More
more
cowbell.
cowbell. There we go. Everybody can hear except Twitch. All right.
They're also 20 seconds behind us, so hard
Yeah,
to say.
no,
I love when tech support does that.
levels are registering from the Zoom call. Brandon, can you weigh in real quick?
You guys are sounding good to me.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
you
right.
should hear it on
You're
stream. I
darn
see
right.
it.
Yeah.
Still no. What do you think, Peric? You gonna figure this out, or are we rolling without?
No, I think I can figure this out.
I know that you can
Oh,
figure
oh,
it
There
out.
it is.
we got it.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is.
There
Good.
it is. We're
Good.
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 We're
Good.
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 We're
Good.
good. We're good.
Okay.
Perrick, do you
All
know
right.
what you did?
Yes, I know what I did. There was just
Write
a
it down on
20-second
Post-it
delay.
note.
Nah, I'll remember.
Put it on your monitor.
All right. So just a reminder to ring in. You say your name, any name that you go by, as long as Brendan, as long as it's not Buff or Mitch or Perrick, I will accept that. 6 questions.
Deal.
What were the scores again, Perrick?
I'm at 3,
up on
Chad
our-
is at 1, Mitch is at 3, and the listeners are at 2.
All right. Good luck, everybody. Good luck, Brandon. Here is question number 1. What state's Teton Flood Museum boasts a
Mitch?
gift shop? Mitch?
Nevada.
That's incorrect. What state's Teton Flood Museum boasts a gift shop that hawks dam dirt and flood mud?
Chad,
I'm an idiot.
Chad?
Wyoming.
That's incorrect.
Perrick.
Perrick.
I forgot what Mitch said. Oh, no. I think he did say Nevada. I'm going to say Arizona.
Also incorrect. Brandon, you have a guess here?
Nevada and Arizona were my 2. I'm
Pick
gonna
another
take a
state.
stab and say Wyoming.
That's a
Chad, did
Well,
you say
that was my
Wyoming?
guess. Yes.
Oh.
Uh-oh. So you're
You
going
guys
to
are all
have to
the
pick one
same.
other one.
All right, we'll give you one more.
Pick one other one.
Those are the 3 general states in that area. And now the only geographical location that's coming to mind is all the San Francisco and San Diego talk. So I'm fresh out of ideas.
California it is.
Oregon.
Oregon.
The-
Okay.
You guys are circling the drain here. The answer was Idaho.
Idaho. The Tetons are in Idaho.
No, they're in
guess so.
Wyoming.
I didn't know.
All right.
I didn't know. I would not have gotten that. I would never have got there.
Teton
Okay,
flood. It must have
question.
come down from the Tetons into
That
Idaho.
could be. That could be. Question number 2. Who starred in epics like A Taste for Killing, Love and a 45, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4 before Jerry Maguire
Perrick.
Chad.
second?
Mitch.
Chad was first.
Mitch.
Cuba Gooding Jr.
That's incorrect. And actually, Perrick was second.
Tom Cruise.
Nope. Mitch?
I cannot name another actor
can-
that was
can
in,
I-
that was in.
I guess again?
No, I'm gonna name an actor. Stop. I'm gonna name an actor. Michael Douglas.
That's not right. Oh, Beta Brandon, any guesses? I'll read the question again. Who starred in epics like A Taste for Killing, Love and a 45, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4 before Jerry Maguire beckoned?
This is pretty embarrassing because I have seen none of those movies. And
Me neither.
so the most famous actor that I can think of is Nicolas Cage.
Oh, that's a
Ooh.
good guess.
Renee Zellweger.
It is Renee Zellweger.
Damn it.
Yeah, Nicholas
Hey,
Cage.
is
that's
there
a good
like
guess.
a, instead of a phone a friend, can I use like a phone an Iron Man?
No, he's
If
too good.
only.
We can't allow that. He's too
Yeah.
good.
You can type in chat all you want, and then hopefully nobody will answer within 25 seconds, and you'll get your
Yeah,
answer.
I like that rule. Yeah, you can get in that chat if you need to. Okay,
All right.
question number 3. Who caused Ann Richards to gripe that it was difficult to run a race against someone who doesn't have a clue? Who caused Ann Richards to gripe that it was difficult to run a race against someone who doesn't have a clue?
Chad.
Mitch.
Chad first.
Mr. Bean.
Nope. Perrick next.
Dan Quayle.
No.
That was gonna be my guess.
Mitch.
Ross Perot.
That's incorrect.
You guys went political on me. I thought like an auto race.
Running race.
Like,
Who caused
Brandon?
Ann
Oh.
Richards
Oh,
to
we got
gripe?
I see
That it was
Jimmy
difficult.
Carter in the chat, so I'm gonna go Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter is a good guess, but it is
Oh.
unfortunately incorrect. You guys were again circling the drain here. The answer was George W. Bush.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
we should have got that. Someone should have gotten
Is
that.
this
There were some clues there. Good guesses all around.
You didn't change
Ann
versions,
Richards.
did
Who's
you?
Ann? Who's Ann
never
Richards?
heard of her. Yeah. She's a primary opponent or something,
Must
I
be.
got nothing.
or
I got nothing.
or run for governor. I don't know.
You're not mixing
All right.
versions of significant surrender cards that you've made up yourself, are you?
No.
Like we're not in
No,
like the.
these are
Okay.
official Geo original significant surrender cards. I think we're gonna get this next question. What animated gruesome twosome managed to pen chicken soup for the butt?
Mitch.
Peric.
Mitch?
Beavis and Butthead.
Chad.
Beavis and Butthead is
Oh,
right.
All right.
Chicken soup for the butt.
I need TP.
Mitch. Right. Okay. Next question. Number 5. Who were the first to post images on Tim Berners-Lee's original World Wide Web? Astronomers, physicians,
Mitch.
or zoologists? Mitch?
Zoologist.
Peric.
It's not zoologists.
Chad.
Peric
Astronomers.
is correct.
Damn.
Those multiple choice, you got to get in there. Astronomers is correct.
The rich
Very
get
good reading of the
richer.
questions tonight, Gio. Very good.
Oh, good, good.
Legit.
Yeah, you're getting those
Legit.
silent
I
E's.
like the
Everything
pause on the
sounds
multiple
good.
choice. You were trying to get us to buzz in early on the multiple choice. Very. You're getting better.
It's only appropriate. All right, last question for the night.
Oh, geez, I thought that was the last one.
No, last question. What was the last year the Winter and Summer Olympics were held during the same year?
Peric.
Mitch.
Peric is first.
1946.
No. Mitch?
1984.
No.
Chad.
Chad?
1938.
No.
They didn't separate till late.
Brandon.
Oh, sorry. Forgot
Really?
Brand.
Beta still gets to guess.
Yeah, I think Mitch was around the same. I was kind of thinking 80, so I'm gonna say 88.
Really good guess. The answer was 92.
Is that right? They only separated in 92.
No, it's probably
It
wrong.
was-
It's probably wrong, Chad. Yeah, it's probably wrong.
It was the Moops.
Thanks, asshole. The figure of speech.
Yeah. Last year, the Winter and Summer were held during the same year, 1992. Was that Barcelona?
I think so, yeah. Barcelona and
Atlanta?
Nagano?
No, what was the one? I remember 92, maybe Atlanta. They had like that cool mascot. There was like some weird like rubber guy who ran around like Sonic the Hedgehog or something. I think that was 92.
Is this a dream?
I don't
This
think
is real?
so. I'll pull it up. But more importantly, thank you to Brandon for hopping in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That
This
was
was
a
a
tough
tough-
one.
New
This was a
contestant.
tough.
Glad to lend all of that participation.
Hey, this is the best kind of participation. Live on air participation.
We appreciate
that's-
it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Longtime listener.
Commenting,
Yeah.
all that
Yeah.
good stuff. Participating
Totally.
in the challenges. Thanks, man.
Thanks. Thank you.
All right, thanks. We'll talk to you later. Talk to you soon.
All right. Yeah, see
All
you.
right. So, Parrot, did you hear the challenge suggestion? Were you paying attention, or were you too tech heavy there?
Oh, you mean the watch a movie before 1980 challenge?
Yeah, that one.
Hey, you haven't watched
before
before.
before your birth.
You're that
You
old?
haven't.
Oh, sorry. 94.
I like
then?
setting it at birth because it makes it a little more. It also helps the span of our potential listeners, both directions. So yeah, that's the challenge.
All right, hold on. Jeez, I got so much
Well,
stuff going on.
we run out of content at this point.
Yeah, a nice
said enough.
short and sweet episode tonight.
Yeah. That means
and
it's
sweet.
time to go raid somebody.
Raid.
I forgot about that. Thanks again, Beta Brandon. Yeah, it's got to be like, think about the first time we were recording together and how freaking nervous we were.
Oh man.
Like, I'm amazed that anybody wants to come on and do these things. So
Yeah.
it's awesome. It's
We got
super
something
fun
like
to have
10
new
or
people
12
in.
viewers, so like it's like
It's a big deal. Your name could get out there.
92 Winter Olympics were in Albertville, France, and summer were in Barcelona. Did you guys already look that up?
Albertville? Did you say Albertville?
Yeah.
Albertville.
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 Albert, I think is how they pronounce it. Albert.
Good
Albertville.
guys to game. That's what I'm
Really?
talking about, Higgsy.
Okay, we gotta go to Twitch and find somebody to raid. Listeners, you are welcome to send in suggestions because we are terrible at picking things sometimes.
We're not terrible.
Wasn't the last one pretty good?
We've had absolutely great success. The weirder and the more awkward
We've
feeling,
had
the
some good
better. We've had some really good ones lately.
I do see. I don't know. Should I share what I'm looking at here?
Share it.
Oh, wrong
sure.
browser. That was the Olympics Google that I did. Well, so I noticed at the end of our last stream when we started rating, the stream was getting all the audio and it was a mess, and so I've fixed that. So, any music theory nerds out there? There's a guy that I really like streaming right now.
We could do the original hot tub stream featuring Megan.
Only if she's
Putting it
mukbanging.
out there.
I thought
Only if
this.
she's mukbanging.
Just throwing it out there.
I'm laughing mostly at the fact that I thought my stool was behind me and I sat down and nearly fell ass over tea kettle.
Put that and line it up with Mitch pouring beer on his computer and viral videos.
So we kind of want music, right? Is that what we usually?
I mean,
Or
we
hot
usually
tubs,
do that.
one or the other.
Hot tubs featuring Megan could be a
I think the
departure
music is great because sometimes they like sing a song about GGTK or like Good Guys to Know, and I really like the music thing.
How about
All right.
freestyles, dope vibes, and new emotes from the Dapper Rapper?
How many listeners?
viewers?
128 viewers. Was that a little bit too much?
Might be a little rich.
It's an upper threshold.
I want to take us to a little bit of some hip hop tonight. We haven't done that.
All right. Okay.
Let's see here.
Just looking.
Or
Terrence Seattle and Claire
90s
Means are both
90s
online.
night open format DJ set has 28 viewers.
That sounds better.
All right. Who's that?
That is, who is that? This DJ _ Sweet Baby J. He's currently playing the Bucketheads.
Buckethead from
Bucketheads.
Guitar Hero 2?
That's like 90s hard rock.
He has
So this is
400
just to be clear,
followers.
this is a guy DJing.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's no fun.
I mean, it
Just
might not be
DJing?
fun. It might not
See,
be
like
fun.
I think the stream is hearing this right now. Sorry, stream. You're hearing the ad that I'm watching.
Who's
Are we doing this guy or no? DJ Sweet Baby J.
I mean, he's
Let's
vibing.
just do it. Let's just do it.
All right.
Let's just do it.
We haven't done a DJ yet.
We
Let's
need to
try.
have bad ones to make the good ones good, right? We just talked about
Oh,
that.
jeez. All right, let's roll. Good luck, y'all. It's 90s
All right.
music. How bad could it be?
Doing it. No ad. You didn't get an ad? Oh, you didn't hear an ad. Gotcha. So I did set it up right. I'm a genius. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for listening. 7 viewers
See you
ready
next
to
time.
raid. 8 viewers are ready to raid.
Certain of our followers just joined for the raids, just like to watch
9
for the
viewers.
raids.
Nice. Thanks. All right. We'll talk to you later.